series, yeah. So I'm very hesitant to say. My only thing is, I will say I want him to be kind of like a hero of heroes. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to be. I want to be able to push the envelope with what they have not done with black heroes before, singularly. Like,
I know exactly what you're saying. I know exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, when I created the Blue Marvel, there were no, before I created the Blue Marvel, rather, there were no, if I can say this term, Omega level superheroes, black superheroes, you know what I'm saying? And you're talking about in what? 83 years. Well, at the time it was more like 73 years, but 73 years of comic book history. And I'm like, come on now, And, there weren't that many created by black creators. So I wanted to do something different and throw my hat into the ring. So there is a lot of ground to be covered with the character like the Blue Marvel. The thing is, are they going to allow it to be done? And who is going to control that character? And, truth be told, man, once you give it up, give up the ghost, so to speak, it's like you have to listen or adhere to what their publishing plan is. And it might be antithetical to what you think or what the character should be doing, And so, but that's just the way it is, I mean, these are the way comic books are done.
I give you a lot of credit, beyond a lot of credit, for how you did the character, because here it is, his introduction in your book. This brother takes on the entire Avengers.
Yes.
We're talking Iron Man, Sentry,
Wonder Man.
These are heavy hitter guys.
Oh yeah.
And he wipes the floor with all of them, right?
Yeah.
Goes toe to toe with Sentry, knocks dude out into orbit, right?
Makes him bleed.
Makes him bleed.
Bloody that nose.
You understand? At this time in comic books, and look, excuse me if I start geeking out and getting fanboy on you, but at this time in comics, Sentry was the dude, right? He was this blonde Superman, blonde hair, blue-eyed Superman Marvel version, and you have him knock this dude out into orbit. That was like unprecedented and unexpected. And then towards the end of the run, you got him speaking to Namor showing his respect to him, and I could tell that it was all sort of intentional, right?
Yes.
Like you had him go up against the biggest guys in the Marvel universe and have them all recognize his power level. You had him speak to Reed Richards and have Reed Richards surprised that he understood, theoretical physics on the same level that he did.
Exactly.
You established an unprecedented character in the Marvel universe.
Well, one of the reasons I did that too is because a lot of people make mention of the fact that, the Black Panther is a scientist too.
Yeah.
But you realize we've never seen him in the laboratory. I think he was in a laboratory maybe 3 times. The first time he was shown in the laboratory was in, I think it was Avengers 87, where they did a kind of like retooling or retelling of his origin. Mm-hmm. And he was in college, because I think he went to Oxford or something. Yeah. So he was a student wearing a lab coat. Other than that, he just happened to be standing in a panel with the Avengers when they were trying to discern the nature of Wonder Man's powers. I think in, what was it, might have been, one of their early Avengers issue, like 161, 160, I think it was 162, something like that. And then I think in the death of Captain Marvel, he was also part of the scientific team that was trying to figure out, what they're going, how to stop the cancer that was ravaging Marvel's body. But other than that, we really never saw him do anything, particularly scientific. So my thing was, Well, we're going to see a brother do that now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have a guy who is, you know, smart, lets everyone know it, and does his thing.
Yeah.
You know, but is not pretentious about it. He's just doing what he's always done because that's the way it is. I mean, I was a scientist. You know what I'm saying? It's no big deal. I went to the laboratory, no big deal. You know, I play football. So I had Adam Bashir play football too. So he was really kind of like an extension of my life, what I had done, and also what I would like to do in a fantasy type kind of setting. So, you know, that wasn't very difficult. It's just hard for others to see that we can play in this sandbox too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's going to take us to really do that.
Right.
In case you guys haven't figured it out yet, this is going to be a Blue Marvel CGC opening. These were 7 9.6s that came back to me from Mr. Kendra. I was going to send it back to him to crack and press, but upon further thought, I said, you know, they were 9.6s already. CCS has been really good with me. Yeah, I've complained about them in the past, but truthfully, my win percentage is pretty good with them. I believe that there is at least one team in CCS that is as good as anybody in pressing, you know. But it's like a crapshoot on which team you're gonna get. That's the only problem. I hope I get a good team. I did not look at the grades. I don't feel so bad about my production right now after watching the Black Comic Lord's interview of Mr. Kevin Greavieux. Now, if I ever meet Kevin, I'm going to ask him, how do you pronounce his last name? Because he's really polite. Because there's people that call him Graveau, and there's people that call him Greavieux. I always thought it was Graveau. And in that interview, they called him Kevin Graveau, and he didn't correct them. But in other interviews, they called him Greavieux, and he also didn't correct them. But I don't know, something I kind of want to know, just in case I ever meet him at a convention or anything like that. All right, I like doing this with this book, comparing it to Ultimate Fallout 4. Why? Because Ultimate Fallout 4 is not an original character. He's based on Spider-Man. He's a loved character now, absolutely, but he's in the Spider-Man universe. He still falls under Peter Parker, okay? Unlike the Blue Marvel, who is undiscovered, okay? And right now, the Blue Marvel is still a spec character, where Miles Morales is no longer a spec character. You can't call him a spec character anymore. You know, he is known. Your kids and your kids' friends know who Miles Morales is. They don't know who the Blue Marvel is. Hopefully that will change one day. All right. Ultimate Fallout, there were 70, I want to say 75,000 or something. It was over 70,000, almost 80,000 print run on the cover A's. There are right now 29,006 9.8s for Ultimate Fallout, and it is hovering right around $2,200 to $2,400. I would say $2,500, more in the $2,200 $2,300 range. Right now it has dropped from its high of around what, $3,500 for the cover A. Then we have other printings, of course. There have been a total of 10,560 graded of Ultimate Fallout 4. The second print, 1,485. There's 626 of the second print. You know what? That's not so bad, right? That's really not that bad. Here's another second print. Oh, that was the Pacelli variant. This is the regular second printing, 992, 2255, and we have the variant. This is the Djurjevic variant. That is how you say his name. All right, Djurjevic. 168 9.8, 243 9.6s, a total of 718. 718 total graded for that 1 in 25. Let's go to the Blue Marvel. The Blue Marvel, remember, 718, total of 692 graded so far. There's much more that are going to get graded. I think I'm going to say, can you see double that number? Possibly. When I first made a video on the Blue Marvel book, I said I was expecting 409.8. I don't know if I could say that anymore. I don't know that I can say that. It's been a year and a half almost. A year and change. 207 9.8s for the Blue Marvel. It's been 221 9.6s. There's less 9.6s than Ultimate Fallout 4. There's one 9.9. Lucky dude. But overall, man, so far less than the 1 in 25. And as far as the cover A goes for Ultimate Fallout 4, I mean, you're talking about almost 3,000 to 207. All right, again, the prices for the Blue Marvel right now, we've seen it go for $23.76 for TLC. There's another one that just sold, I think, for $23.50, and another one that sold for $2,500. Best offer though, so it could have been $2,200 or $2,300 or whatever, but it's right around $2,200. They're about the same price as Ultimate Fallout 4, even though this character is not known. He's not known. Would I advise you guys to go and get a 9.8? I would probably say no, because it's too high right now, and you gotta know that when you might have just missed out. Possibly, can he drop? Absolutely. This book can drop in value, especially if nothing happens. Like if Marvel decides not to do anything with this character, then the prices for his book they're just gonna drop, you know. So that's what you call spec. It's a gamble, and it's a very expensive gamble. I love the character, as you guys know, but I would not advise into buying at these prices. If anything, maybe buy a raw copy that looks really good if you can get it for good prices, and believe me, there's people that can and have gotten them at good prices, and take your chances that way. This book is so rare that as of right now, on print, the run for Ultimate Fallout 4 is versus the Blue Marvel #1 is around 23% of Ultimate Fallout 4 on paper, but in reality I think is much less than that, because you just don't see them that much. You really don't. You'll see them on eBay, but as soon as people grab them, they don't come back out again for the most part. Once it gets into the hands of fans, then that book stays in the hands of a fan. Like myself, for example, I have 4 9.8s, 2 of them that I paid $500 for, in the $500 range for, and of course 2 that came back graded from me from Mr. Kendra. All right, too much talking so far. 15 minutes already on this thing, man, and we haven't shown a book yet. Let's do it. Alright, we'll do the pricing right off the bat. 7 books, 9.6s. Now they made a mistake here. It was they at first they were charging me new prices, $15 pressing fees. They did change that. In my credit card it only showed $84, so that was $12, which was what the price was going at the time. I assumed there was 3 submissions sent to CGC at $59. I assumed $20 on this one, shipping to CGC, because that has to go in your cost. So the grading, $119 plus the pressing, $84, $5 fee that they always charge for handling, $26 shipping to me back from CGC, $20 sent to CGC, comes out to a total of $254 for 7 books. $254. What does that mean? If I don't get a single 9.8 in here, that's $254. That was a gamble that I just pretty much threw down the toilet. But it is a gamble that I was prepared to take. And why is that? Because I don't have that much into the book. Total cost for grading for this one here is $36.29 per book. Per book grading. The original cost with the grading of the first one that I sent out was $34.42. So the 2 gradings plus the price of the book, if you guys remember what it was, right? We had a giveaway on that. Congratulations, William. And Will, I want to know if you sent that book out yet, man. I want to know what you got, just in case. I hope you get a 9.82, man. All right, $70.71 per book total price that I have into these Blue Marvels. At worst, I figure that I'll get back 7 9.6s. I didn't want to know because I wanted it to be a surprise for this one. I wanted to see the grades, man, but just in case I didn't get a 9.8, I didn't want to ruin my day at the time, so I didn't look. So we're about to look now. All right, we'll try to do this quick, okay? First one, 9.6. Okay. All I need is one 9.8 to make this a home run. I was thinking 2 of them for sure will come back 9.8s. Second one is 9.6. Trying to look. This is the third one, 9.6. Oh boy. Fourth one, 9.6. Well, the reason I wanted to send them to CCS was because I didn't want them to come back at a lower grade, and I wasn't sure. Grading is subjective. My gosh, 9.6, and let's just look at the other 2. 9.6 is right, probably 9.6. Last one, buddy, right. 9.6. Every single one of them 9.6 from a 9.6. Oh boy. Alright, so pretty much what that means, it's $254 down the tubes. This puts me definitely under the 50% range for CCS pressing on a cracked CPR case. On a CPR, I'm definitely way under 50% now. I think I was at around 30%, maybe 35%. This will definitely put me around 25% range. I've had some big hits, but man, this year has not been good for this. Not really. I did get the 3 something's get on the children's 9.8s from 9.6s too, though. But man, good thing is I'm into the books at $70.71. I could give it another shot to crack them all and send them to Mr. Kendra, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think this is it. It's gonna stay as 9.6s. You know what? Once again, I'll thank Wilbert for convincing me not to sell the 9.8, because I would only have 3, you know. Alright, what are the chances if I open these 2 up? Yeah, I keep telling you I'm going after these, man. I'm going hard after these. But what's the chances that the gods smile upon me after they laughed? What's the chances? You know what? I'm gonna take the chance. What's the worst thing? I mean, I'm gonna be having nightmares tonight anyway. Alright, let's try this. Well, definitely looks like Kang will be in my dreams tonight. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Night went from bad to worse. I mean, Mr. Kendra can get that out, though. I know that he can. But I don't think there'll be 9.8s. I think that takes me out of the 9.8 category. That's also, I think... Yeah, I think that breaks color. Oh well. Listen, again, I'm a gambler. If I can get after a press, if I can get 9.4s on these, not out of the question. I'm still okay with the gamble, you know. Still his second appearance. Pete, please check your emails, okay? I sent you 2 emails. I need to know something. Alright, guys, have a good night. Definitely have a better night than what I'm gonna have. You win some, you lose some, and this one, damn, man, this one was a bummer. This one was a bummer for me. Later.